American Water's really it's the largest publicly traded water and wastewater service provider in the U.S. They distribute water to about 14 million people across 24 states in the U.S. And they are comprised of over 600, 700 surface water, groundwater, wastewater treatment plants. So you can see the graphic there on the, the graphic there kind of just gives you a good idea of the area that American Water serves across the states there. All right, go ahead, Ken.
Yep.
So we teamed up with ACC and used, which is another integrator that we're working with on this project. We used some of their vast knowledge in the water, wastewater industry to kind of collaborate and bring that extra value to American Water. But this project we aim to solve really three main pain points, and really these pain points are pretty common in projects that we see, so they may resonate with some of you out in the audience. But the first one here is inconsistent SCADA platforms. So that there was no real standard that was created across the SCADA systems. And it might be common to see, a red means alarm on one screen, and that same red color means a relay contact is energized and in the correct state on another screen. The second pain point here, there was really no central place to view the data across the company. There are several systems that, you kind of had to remote into the system or log into a portal or whatever that might be to view the data from different places. And the third one there is kind of data silos. Data was stuck in the SCADA realm, and we wanted to pull that data from the OT side of things and kind of combine that with the IT side of things, and just so we could give the data a little bit more context. So in order to solve those pain points, we created the following project within Ignition. So the first one here was the inconsistency of the SCADA platforms at the site. So we created a SCADA platform within Perspective that included, your UDTs, symbols. When you click on the symbol, faceplates, navigation for the project, the standardization there, trending, etc. Some of those typical things that you'd expect out of a SCADA platform, but we wanted to make it really flexible enough to connect to many different types of systems and devices and PLCs. So this platform does follow industry standards such as the ISA 101, and we really tried to focus on highlighting abnormalities to the operators. We also used Ignition's MQTT modules to pump that data up to what we call the enterprise portal to view sites in a consumable manner. Next slide there. So the second pain point was, as I mentioned just before that, or this, was the enterprise portal. We created that for kind of a central place to view the data rather than having to log into those multiple systems I was mentioning to view the data from the different platforms. So that really provided one place to view that information. But now that we had that information kind of side by side, and this site A and site B, we could kind of start doing some comparative analysis and understand why those sites are performing better than each other. And that kind of unlocks the ability to increase efficiencies across the company based on that real-time data that we're bringing into that central data location. And then next slide here, finally, we wanted to, like I mentioned earlier, we wanted to expose the operational data to other business units within the company. So if anyone out there is familiar with Ignition, hopefully there are a few of you, that has plenty of capabilities to talk to other systems, right, and exchange that data. And so that's exactly what we did here. We are now exposing this data to, lab software suite, which they're using Waterly for QA testing, bringing in data from their MapCall system to pull in information for geographical coordinates, to display different information on, for example, the map component within Ignition, and also pumping data over to their data lake with a Kafka. So just able to do a lot more analysis over there and provide that information. So as more and more data becomes available and we continue to create this ability to aggregate the data, the power of this tool only really grow with time. So here are a few metrics just to get a better understanding of the scope of this project. We're continuing to add sites and to the portal, as well as convert site level projects over to Ignition. So this project will continue to grow along with the adoption of the technology. But just a couple things to highlight here is, the amount of visuals that they're serving up and screens that they have open. We have 5 front-end servers behind a load balancer, and it's a pretty large system there. So that's a really quick intro to our project at American Water. Obviously, if you want more content, you can check out our Firebrand video. It's available on Inductive's website. But yeah, that's our project. Back with you, Ken.
Yeah, thank you, Reese. That was great. And I love that you're showing that, digital transformation isn't just about new features, new bells and whistles, right? But instead, digital transformation is about scalability, about standardization across an enterprise, improving consistency, adopting open standards, creating enterprise solutions, with centralized data. It really is cool to see, yeah, these projects that, we're getting away from just connecting to a machine and I have a local HMI, but, now this is something where I can improve processes throughout the entire organization. So very cool to see. Thank you, Reese.